this is Doxy Mom, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, I greatly appreciate if you hit that little red subscribe button. You can ring the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. Well, Miss Cindy and I, we're here to bring you the news in 15 minutes or less, so let's get started. Now, AP News is reporting that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo blasted China and Iran for their response to the outbreak of coronavirus, accusing both governments of censorship and of trying to cover up the severity of the spread of the virus. Now, Pompeo told reporters at the State Department news conference, had China permitted its own and foreign journalists and medical personnel to speak and investigate freely, Chinese officials and other nations would have been far better prepared to address the challenge. Now, Iran has the second highest number of infections behind China, where the virus originated, and has now infected more than 80,000 people and killed more than 2,500, mostly in China. Now, I find the timing of this virus very, very suspicious. Of course, there can be no more protest in Hong Kong, and with Trump's great economy and all the bragging he's been doing about the stock market, and then the stock market takes a big hit 2 days in a row because of the fear of this virus. Now, we have to remember that the deep state, well, they're in deep panic, so anything can happen. They are fighting for their lives, but don't worry, you know what? God's got this, and in the end, God wins. But please continue to pray for all those infected by this horrible virus, and that this virus will be stopped soon, and I'll leave a link. Now, President Trump, he's asked for $2.5 billion to fight coronavirus, and the Democrats, well, they're saying it's not enough and accusing the administration of not being prepared. Really? Now, Chuck Schumer says the Trump administration has shown dangerous incompetence when it comes to the coronavirus. Well, President Trump, he fought back and he said that Chuck has criticized the $2.5 billion and thought it should be more, and if I would have given more, well, he said he would have said it should have been less. These characters are not good for our country, and you know what, President Trump, you are absolutely right. Now, in my opinion, this is just petty. And the guy on Fox News, well, he agreed with me. They go on to say that President Trump put together a task force very early on, and they stopped flights through the State Department, and they worked with the CDC very early on. So we need to take the politics out of it. Now, in my opinion, what people need is to start understanding that President Trump, he loves people. He loves all people. And whether you love him back or not, he doesn't want anyone to get this virus or any type of illness. President Trump wants people healthy. He wants them happy. He wants them working in a job that will provide not only for their needs, but also for their wants. And, he just wants people to be successful. So, we finally have a president that loves God, that loves this country, and loves her people. And it's just so very sad that so many people just don't understand this. Anyway, back to the interview, which I will link. Now, I love what one of the Fox reporters says. She said, what Chuck Schumer is doing is the worst of the worst. He's literally using the suffering of more than 80,000 people and the deaths of people for his own political gain. He's trying to frighten the American people, scare the American people as if nothing is getting done. And guys, I couldn't have said it better myself. She goes on to say that Chuck Schumer is creating panic for his own political gain. And in my opinion, this is terrible and it needs to stop. Now, shame on you, Chuck and Nancy and Adam and all of you deep state Satanists trying to destroy our wonderful president and our beloved country. Just shame on you all. Moving on. Now, I told you that We Build the Wall is looking for donations for project number 4, and projects 1 and 2 were complete, and project 1 focused on this big gap in the El Paso sector, where in a typical night, more than 100 migrants and $100,000 in drugs would be trafficked through this huge gap. Now, surprisingly, in 2 weeks, that project was completed with a state-of-the-art border wall, a paved road, and LED lights. Now, the acting DH secretary, Chad Wolf, he called it a game changer. Project 2 is a 3.5-mile border barrier in Mission, Texas that has been completed, and you can watch the videos on their website, and I'll link that about the different projects. But now they're selling bricks with your name or a message on that brick that will be placed in the wall for $100. Now, guys, I'm thinking about buying a brick, but I'd like some help on what type of message to put on there. Now, my first thought was Jesus is the way and the truth and the life, John 14:6. But I'm open for suggestions, and I would love for you to leave your ideas in the comments section below. I also encourage you, if you're looking to make a donation to a worthy cause, or if you'd like to buy a brick, then, please feel free to do that, because protecting our country is what this war is all about. And if I can help us win this war by buying a brick, then I want to do my part. Just pray about it, and God will show you how you can fight in this war. We all have different gifts, and we have different strengths, and we need to use those gifts to glorify Jesus. Now, I've got some good news for Q followers with an iPhone. Before I couldn't get Q alerts. It was just kind of hit and miss. I'd go over there. But now, through an app called Pushed, like I pushed the button, well, if you will go to Pushed, sign up, and ask for alerts from qmap.pub. Now, every time 17 posts, then your phone will, they'll give you a notification. So I did that, but let me just warn you, last night, starting at 11:30, my phone started blowing up because Q started posting. However, in Q post 3883, 17 tells us that Disney CEO Bob Iger is stepping down, and Bob Chapek will be the new CEO of Disney immediately. Chapek has been with the company for 27 years in various roles, but Iger, well, his contract isn't up until December 2020, but I don't know what's happening. Something's happening. Now, 17 says that the silent war continues, and it will be interesting to see what comes out about Bob Iger in the future. I'll keep you posted on that, but personally, I stay as far away from Disney as I possibly can. But I'll link my Twitter where you can see the CNBC interview that's over there. Also, trending on Twitter is an article from Bloomberg Business where the Hot Pockets heiress is sentenced to 5 months in prison after she rigged her daughter's standardized test scores and claimed her daughter played volleyball. Michelle Genovese, I probably said that wrong, the 49-year-old mother who took full responsibility for her actions by pleading guilty at first, but at first she insisted she was innocent. Now, she reversed course after new charges were added, included allegations that she'd used money from her father's foundation to get her son into Georgetown. I guess rich people just think they can buy anything they want. And I just pray that Michelle knows Jesus, and if she doesn't, that she will find Jesus while she's in prison. And I'll leave a link. Now, yesterday I reported that Harvey Weinstein was going to prison. However, en route to Rikers Island, Harvey complained of chest pains. So, he was detoured and taken to Bellevue Hospital instead. Harvey was admitted. His attorney says he's okay and expected to be transferred to Rikers once he's released. But we also need to pray for Harvey's health and that he will find Jesus and repent. Now I'm going to leave you with Psalm 37, verses 18 through 24. The blameless spend their days under the Lord's care, and their inheritance will endure forever. In times of disaster they will not weather. In days of famine they will enjoy plenty, but the wicked will perish. Though the Lord's enemies are like the flowers of the field, they will be consumed. They will go up in smoke. The wicked borrow and do not repay, but the righteous give generously. Those the Lord blesses will inherit the land, but those he curses will be destroyed. The Lord makes firm the steps of the ones who delights in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. Well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please share my content. It's free. They do continue to unsubscribe people, so please make sure you're still subscribed. And until next time, this is Doxy Mom, and God bless you all.